Welcome student. Today we are going to start this new lesson, unit 4, that is the legend of marathon. The marathon is a sporting event. It is a running race of about 42 kilometers. The word marathon also means a task or an event that lasts a long time and require a lot of efforts and patience. Means there is an ancient city called Marathon in Greece. Okay, this sporting events was organized in the name of Marathon, the city in the Greece. The first marathon which is took place in the Greece. It is started in the remembering the most powerful runner, that is Pedipides. Okay, this. He is one of the legend who carried out a message from the battlefield up to the city, the battlefield which is occur near Marathon city, and to the Athenian people in the Athens. Okay, so let us continue with the reading. Okay, the first marathon race was organized at the time of the first Olympic Games, which were held in Greece. The marathon was started in the memory of legendary Greek hero Pedipides, who had carried an important message from the Battle of Marathon to Athens. Given below is a story of his famous run from Marathon to Athens. It is the distance between these two cities merely about more than 40 kilometers. We do not know whether the story is historically accurate, but it has inspired many generations of sportsmen. So basically, this event was, we can say, it is not actually happened, but it is inspired to the wholesome world. Okay, let us continue with the reading. About the 2500 years back, Persia was a mighty kingdom. Their large army had landed in the bay near the town of Marathon. Their target was Athens, the city state in Greece. Athens had a small army compared to the Persian one, but the Athenian soldiers were very brave. So, in the ancient period, before 2500 years back, the Persian Empire was a very large and very powerful kingdom, having a powerful emperor. Okay, they started to expand their territory in the Europe, that is from the Greece. So they targeted Athens first to expand their territory. So they had faced Persian before, but they needed help from other Greek kingdoms now. They decided to send a special messenger to the neighboring kingdom of Sparta. His name was Pedipides. Pedipides was a young man who served as a day-long runner. He ran to Sparta like the wind. So he is a good runner, Pedipides. He covered distance nearly about 100 kilometers in a day, but at last the people of Sparta were busy with some ceremonies. They did not want to join the battle immediately. Pedipides took this message back to Athens with a heavy heart, but on a light feet. So he ran very fast. Light feet is a phrase which is used as a run very fast, like a wind. Okay. Again, he ran 100 kilometers within a day. When the general of Athens heard the cold Spartan response, they did not lose heart. They were ready to fight on their own. The Persian army was watching Athens like a cat watches mouse hole. So Persian army was very big in the numbers. So they thought that the Athens was a very small state, so they can capture Athens very easily. So this thought was come in the sentence like this: cat watches the mouse hole. Okay. So they decided to launch a surprise attack on the Persians. So Athenians are very brave. They wanted to start a war in a surprise for the Persians. And the Athenian general sent their flanks around the Persian forces like speeding arrows and began to draw them in. So here the Athenians started a surprise attack on the Persian army. The Persians were not ready for the battle. So here is the runner, the picture of a runner. Even so, they were skilled archers. They showered arrows on the soldiers of Athens, but the arrows simply fell off their helmets and a strong armor. So the Athenians prepared for the battle with the helmets and armor, wearing armor. So the attack of the Persians with bow and arrow was in vain. Also, the Athenians knew their seashore well. So they are a knowledgeable person. The Athenians know their battle land very okay. Now the Persians attacked Athenians very thoroughly, but the Athenians were well prepared for the battle. Okay, and they know the seashore very well than the Persians. So the Persians were new to the terrain. Many of them were killed, many more were injured, some of them were lost in the marshy areas. The land along with the sea was a very marshy land. So the Persians faces a very hard defeat from Athenians. Okay, the brave Athenians drove back very single remaining Persian soldier back to their ship anchored in the bay. The ships were anchored in the bay. The battle was over within a few hours. So the surprise attack of Athenians on the Persians were a great success. Okay, but the Persians army was very large. So the battle was over, but the Persians did not accept defeat. They saw that the entire army of Athens had rushed to the seashore, leaving the city of Athens far behind. Only aged people, women, and children were left in the city. The Persians now devised a new plan. The sea route to the city of Athens was much shorter than the land route. The Persian decided to take a sea route and pounce upon Athens from the seaside. So they started to make their plan B of attacking Athens city, where the whole army of Athenians were near the Marathon, on the seashore Marathon, but the Athens city was totally free for a defeat, because the Athenians left their old persons, women and children in the city. So the sea route was very much shorter than the land route. So Persians decided to go via sea route to attack Athens city. So Athenian army would take very long to travel back to Athens on foot with their heavy armor and weapons. Seeing the Persians, the defenseless people in the city of Athens would think that Athens had lost the battle. Then it would be easy for Persians to take over the city. The Athenian general too were good strategists. When they saw the Persian fleet leave in a hurry, they understood the Persian plan. They resolved to go back to Athens as fast as possible to defend it, but it was very necessary to let the people of Athens know that they had won. Then they would not open the city gate to the Persians. They would wait for a victorious Athenian army to return. The city would be safe. Who would take this message to them? The message must be delivered before the Persians reach there. Who would travel faster than the Persian ship, and that too on a longer route? Who else but the Pedippides? So here they decided to send their message to the Athenian people, very fast than the Persian army. So they give this opportunity to Pedippides to send a message. The Pedippides had already completed a run of more than 200 kilometers just a day before. But he was a brave young man. He would do anything for his state. Also, this time he was to carry a happy message. It was not easy for Pedippides to reach Athens sooner than the Persian did. That is why this time he left the unusual safe route and choose another one that passes through cliff and mountain. So he chooses very hard route but a shorter route than the safe route. Okay, the Pedippides scaled the first steep cliff and pick up a speed. He had to run more than 40 kilometers. It was very hot. He began to perspire. There were some shady olive trees on one side of the road, but Pedippides couldn't wait, couldn't rest. He just ran on and on. His heart begins to beat faster. He becomes weak with hunger and thirst, but he didn't stop. At last, Pedippides came within sight of the city gates of Athens. He was successful in his mission. He had reached before the Persian. The people of Athens threw open the gates to Pedippides. What happened, Pedippides? Do you bring good news, or yes, joy to you? We won. As soon as Pedippides had delivered this message, he collapsed, never to rise again. So he died because of hunger and over excessive work. He laid down his life to service of Athens. The story of Pedippides has inspired the people of Greece for many centuries. His historic run from Marathon to Athens became a legend. When the Olympic Games were started in Greece, this legendary event was commemorated in the form of sporting event, the marathon. Today, marathons are arranged in many countries. When you see one, or when you are old enough to take part in one, remember the first marathon runner. So the marathon sports events was started in the memory of these Pedippides. Okay, so student, we read these lessons. I will send you the meaning of hard words. Okay, so you must read this lesson. We have an explanation of these lessons in the next lecture.